best morning show on the globe. It's Bradham and Emery in the morning, y'all. LeBron or Jordan, either one when I'm performing. Crossover, buzzer beater and I'm scoring. Bradham and Emery in the morning. Every play they on it. Every day I'm balling. Who's the coach? Who's the GOAT? Like Brady and Belichick, best show on the globe. And they embellish it. Y'all paying Zippy, I'm Ken Griffey or maybe Mahomes. I stay in the zone, whether man to man or play in the zone. They can't stop me. Mayweather boxing, Curry with the shot, man. We just the best to be. Can we have our SP, please? This was meant to be. Every morning with Bradham and Emery.
Yes, sir. You know the vibes, Bradham in the morning. Marcus Bradham, Justin Emery.
Yeah. I had to give you that after our conversation yesterday.
Yeah, and we'll clue you guys in on that in January. Exciting stuff coming up.
If you recognize though that, then you already know.
You already know. Real ones already know. So we got a football game on Sunday, I think.
Finally.
The Eagles are playing the Washington football team.
No, they're not. They're playing the Sycamore, Bishop Sycamore.
Yeah, kind of. It's
21 players on the COVID list.
21. Yeah, it's one of those situations where it's hard to get excited and know like everything that's going on with this COVID situation. But the big problem is that these are typically games, if you're in Philadelphia, that don't go well for Philadelphia. Like
Joe Webb.
Yep, I was just going to mention Joe Webb
on Tuesday night.
Even this week, we'll get into the Sixers conversation a little bit later. But even this week with them, what they're going through right now, so the Eagles right now are sitting at a 9.5-point favorite. All signs are pointing to they should win this game convincingly, and then put themselves in a nice position down the stretch to get into that last wild card spot. But
pull up. I'm just going to pull up what the current spread is for that right now.
Okay, but stranger things have happened, and hopefully the Eagles don't experience any strange things on Sunday, because my biggest concern.
Whoa! Somebody big must have went out for the Washington team.
Are we double digits now?
9.5.
Yeah, it's 9.5. Yeah, it's been 9.5 since yesterday.
Oh, has it? The last time I saw it was at 7.
No, it bumped up. It jumped yesterday big time. It got to 9.5 yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I mean, the Eagles they're not good enough to just show up on Sunday and win the game. They're not. And it's one of those things that you always gotta respect your opponent and take it seriously, because all gods aren't gonna like that if you show up thinking you're gonna win that game. There's a fine line between confidence and arrogance, and over that with arrogance is entitlement. And entitlement is believing I can show up and just win the game. And the Eagles are not, like I said, they're not good enough to do that. So you hope they come out, and this is one of those games where you want to be up 14-0 at the end of the first quarter. Like, leave no doubt. Let them know right away they have no shot at winning this game. Because here's a problem. If you run into a situation where it's 7-3 at halftime, 6-3, 3-3.
I mean, it needs to be 21-3, 24-7 going into halftime, because that team will quit on you in the second half. Like, Washington will quit.
I'll take a 17-6. But it needs to be something. It needs to be double digits from the halftime. Because you want to leave no doubt with a game like this, when a team is this depleted. Morale, I'm sure, is a little low over there, because they were playing some good football. They before Dallas, they won 3 games in a row.
Mm-hmm.
They had some big wins, including beating Tampa Bay, and then going on the road and beating the Raiders, and they've had some good wins. So now, after losing to Dallas, the wheels have fallen off, and they're spiraling. So you don't want to give them any reason at all to believe they can get out of Lincoln Financial Field with a victory. Like, everything is set up here for the Eagles to take care of. They're coming off a bye. They're rested. They're getting healthy. There really is no reason for them not to win this game.
Let's start stacking these dubs in a row.
Yeah, I want to see a little winning streak here. It's time. It's time for a winning streak.
I had to check myself for a second there when I said it because I couldn't remember if they won going into the bye week or not. I was like, wait, hold on. Are we,
Yes.
are we even stacking dubs right now?
Yeah, it feels it's so weird. It feels like they haven't played in like 3 months. I think it's because of the fact this is probably the latest bye the Eagles have ever had.
It has to be because
Yeah.
it used to be week 13 was latest bye because they pushed the extra week out. They prolonged buys an extra week, so it is the latest bye. I mean, Christmas is in 8 days.
And also too, it always seems the Eagles usually get the bye around the third or fourth week of the football season. They're usually early bye.
No, the last 3 years they've had 8, 9, and 10. Because I thought
Right.
the same thing.
I'm saying traditionally,
Yeah, the tradition is usually like a week 5, week 6 bye.
Yeah, you get early buys. Like I remember, one time it was like after week 2. I was like, "What? What we get buy for here?" we just
I think week 4 is the first bye. I was like, why do you have a bye that week?
like we don't need to buy now. Like, calm down. Everyone's
People are having buys in September.
Yeah, you want those buys in November and December. That's when you want the buy. So yeah, we'll see. We're still trying to figure out who the starting quarterback will be on Sunday. That's still up for debate. Jalen Hurts and Gardner Minshew are splitting reps. So we still don't know who's starting Sunday. It hasn't been announced.
Would it be December in Philadelphia if we knew who the quarterback was?
Right.
Like it has to be. We don't know.
You have to just wonder. If Jalen Hurts is 90%, I feel like you got to start him just for the fact that if Minshew starts again and plays as well as he did for the rest of the season, you're gonna have to deal with this. And while I don't think that either one of them are the answer right now for the future, you could ask yourself the question: who is better for right now? And the way Minshew performed against the Jets, throwing the football, is he the better option for right now? That's the conversation you're going to have if you don't start Jalen Hurts on Sunday.
What percentage does Hurts have to be in order for you to play him?
I think.
Like you said 90%. What if he was 70%? Would you play him at 70?
No, because here's the problem: is that
80?
No, probably not.
Because you got to remember, it's not a shoulder, it's not
a
hand, it's not a wrist, it's his ankle, and he already can't throw.
Exactly. That's why.
You got if it's bad ankle for a running quarterback that can't throw, if he's not 100%, I'm not putting him out there. And even then, after what I saw, I understand it was the Jets. The Jets suck. I understand that. I think for right now, if you're making the playoff push, you need number 10, not number 1.
I mean, listen, again.
I had to look up that Minshew was 10 before I said that.
The preface is by saying, I think we both understand neither one of them right now the answer for the future.
No.
If you're talking about being competitive for this year, if you're talking about making the playoffs this year, I mean, listen, we only saw one start from Minshew, like you mentioned, against the Jets. The Jets aren't a good football team. He looked very, very good, 20 for 25. That's awesome. But if he comes out there this week, even though Washington's depleted, he comes out this week, listen, he can't be expected to throw 20-25, but if he's somewhere around the 17 of 23, 18 of 27, 18 of 26, even that, you're kind of like, well, I mean, maybe for this year, he is your better option. Because regardless of what the Eagles do, right now, Jalen Hurts has not done enough, in my opinion, to be named the franchise quarterback for the next 10 years. He just hasn't. He has earned the right to maybe in the offseason work on things he needs to work on and then come back next year and see what you have. I can say that, but he hasn't earned the right to say, yo, this is the guy. So this Minshew thing clouds things. So again, you got to look at it from Nick Sirianni's perspective. Nick Sirianni is, right now, I think he's earned a second year.
Yes.
But it would really cement that if he got in the playoffs.
I mean, I think he's got the second year now regardless.
Right.
After the Raiders game, that was a little murky. But I thought
after the Raiders game, I didn't think he was coming back at all. I thought that was it.
But now, I mean, you go 0 for 4 down the stretch. I guess maybe you have to reconsider that position again.
Yeah.
But I can't see them going 0-4 down the stretch. Even if you go 1-3,
Right.
I think he's coming. I'd let him come back now, almost regardless. 0-4, like I said. All right, let's reevaluate where. It also depends how he loses these games as well.
Right.
If
I
you
mean,
get out there and you have Jalen Reagor wide open, dropping passes, I can't kill him for that.
yeah, but he can't lose this game Sunday. I mean,
No, he can't.
you can't do that. But so if Minshew, like you got to look at from Sirianni's perspective, like he's still trying to make this team as competitive as possible to look as good as possible for the higher ups.
Yes.
And who gives you if you think about it, who gives you the better chance to do that overall? Who's a more well-rounded product? Is it right now? Is it Gardner Minshew or is it Jalen Hurts? I mean, how can you not say it's Gardner Minshew
I don't
as
think it's
a well-rounded product right now?
I don't even think it's much of a debate, to be honest with you.
So it's like a weird position the Eagles are in right now because, I don't think they feel like they're married to Jalen Hurts either.
Damn it! I didn't want to have to do this.
What are you doing?
I didn't want to have to do this, but
What's happening?
it's happening because like we can't ever just get past it for a half a second.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't want to have to do it. I was hoping we could go the whole season without this.
As the Eagles turn. I mean, it's true. It's because now, what will they do? Because here's the deal: like Hurts is probably, I think, about 90% now. So are they just looking for excuses not to start him?
Yes.
Because
yes to every. I don't know what to believe.
A high ankle sprain, but I'm assuming now if he's splitting reps for Gardner Minshew, and if you're having him split reps, and he's healthy enough to practice, it can't be that bad.
Nick said that they were preparing for all scenarios, and just in case he couldn't go. So you obviously don't give up first team reps in practice unless there's a legitimate chance he's not going to go.
Right.
But is it a legitimate chance he's not going to go because he can't? Or do we need to put our tinfoil hats on?
I'm putting my hat on because all things. Here's what we heard. So he was a late scratch with the Jets, which means he was trying to fight to play 2 weeks ago.
Jay Glazer said it was a 2 to 4 week injury when it happened. So what are we at? About 2.5 weeks, approximately.
Yeah.
That happened against the Giants, I believe, right?
But he's practicing.
Yeah,
but
in practice he has a red shirt on.
Yeah, but I mean, they're not. You don't hit quarterbacks anyway.
That's what I mean. He has a red shirt on, so like in practice, he can't really push it like he's supposed to practice.
Think about an ankle for a second. Think about an ankle. Ankles don't do well when you're actively moving on them. Especially if you have a sore ankle, the best thing to do is rest it.
Yeah, but you need to get some movement in. You need to get the blood flowing in there a little bit.
But you do the exercise bike. You do like little cardio. You work on the side.
That's why he's not taking the full team reps. Like if we were sitting here and he was taking 80% of the reps, I'd say he's playing. He's only taking 50. My gut tells me he's not playing. But
I don't think he is either. But
I don't know if it's.
Yeah, but why is he not? But the thing is this like, hey, is this Sirianni and Rosenberg saying, why don't we just see one more week of Minshew? Like we don't have to. Like Hurts doesn't have to play this week. Let's evaluate this Minshew one more week, and let's see what happens. Let's see if he gives us a better shot to win long term. And I mean by long term, I mean
the rest of this year.
Rest this year.
Your franchise guy is not on this roster right now, despite what you may hear, despite what you may want to believe.
No,
he's not on this roster.
And the thing is, it's like because you're playing with fire now, right? Because if Minshew goes out there Sunday and does what he probably is gonna do, what do you do? Let's keep these movies going right now. I know you guys touched on some line, but
I didn't
You
want
know,
to have to use it. I didn't want
Devin
to
should
use
be a
it.
part of as the Eagles turn. So I feel like lending a woman's voice to this soundtrack would be nice. It'd be soothing for everybody instead of my baritones, right?
I don't mind listening to you.
Oh, I appreciate that. Well, all around with this right now.
It's much more optimistic than my own thoughts. So.
Well, I feel like I'm torturing people with my tinfoil hat right now. My conspiracy theories.
Twitter will be on later, so we'll be good.
Yeah. All out with this right now, 6ABC.com post-game show. Sideline reporter, ESPN. Devin Caney joins us. Devin?
Hey guys, I don't know about being a soothing voice of reason, but I'm honored to have that potential title.
Well, listen, we are in the midst, and maybe Justin and I are just creating our own drama. Maybe it's us, but I don't know about you, but like we find it pretty interesting with this Minshew Hurts situation that's ongoing and developing. Like now we know Jalen Hurts is battling the ankle. It's being characterized as being now people are calling it a high ankle sprain, which is the worser of the ankle sprains. But I just find it interesting that with everything happening with Minshew before the break, 2025 against the Jets, we didn't have a chance to talk about that, how good he looked. I remember I texted you and said, listen, I know he's not the answer, but this is fun. And this is an NFL offense, and this is making me very happy. And we go forward now. They're splitting reps in practice. I just have to wonder, when you look at Nick Sirianni and the pressure that he's under, I think he's safe for the second year, but still, you want to impress the bosses. You want to be as competitive as possible. And I know, if I sat down with Nick Sirianni over at Tequila, he would tell me the offense that he's running with Jalen Hurts isn't exactly the offense he wants to run. And Gardner Minshew provides much more of a look that looks like an offense that Sirianni maybe won't want to run. Do you think maybe, just maybe, that the Eagles are okay with Minshew starting for other reasons than for this week, for other reasons than Jalen Hurts just being unable to go?
I mean, we're going to play the Washington football team, who is at this point probably picking guys up off the streets of Washington, D.C. and asking them to be on the roster because they're going to be a full replacement squad with their COVID issues. So, I think it's similar to what we saw with the Jets. I don't know. I don't think anyone knows the extent of Jalen Hurts' injury. But I think when it came to the Jets game, the decision was, look, he could probably play if he wanted to, but it's the Jets and we should win this game and it's not a divisional opponent. So, you know what, Jalen, why don't you rest up? And at this point with Washington football team, it's like they're so decimated by guys who are sick with COVID that maybe we do let Gardner in one more game and let Jalen recover for one more game. I really don't think it's going to be another. I hope it's not. I've said this before. I'll say it again. Quarterback controversy, Philadelphia as a society cannot handle it spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, any of it. We've done that. And I think a quarterback controversy between Gardner Minshew and Jalen Hurts when there's only a few games left in the season is just absurd. I think if anything, it would be legitimately because they want to let Jalen Hurts rest and recover a little bit more. I think the rest of the season, Jalen Hurts is the guy. I think Gardner Minshew played incredibly in the first half, especially against the Jets, but it's also the Jets. I think everyone needs to keep that in mind. And also look at the second half. Not saying he was horrible, but he definitely didn't put up the numbers he put up in the first half, not taking away that win from him. It was great to see him come in and, contribute and they're both guys you want to root for. I think that's what makes this whole situation kind of tough. But, when it comes down to who's going to start, even if it is Gardner Minshew, I just don't think that we should jump to conclusions and be like, oh, he's the guy. He's the guy. It's a controversy.
Devin, I know you don't want to play along, but I'm not letting you play. You're playing, okay? You're playing this game with us. Listen to me right now, and I want you to just answer this question honestly.
Okay.
Looking at these two quarterbacks and all you've seen for this entire year, I know we only see Minshew for a game. Which quarterback gives you the better chance to be successful and competitive this year?
Jalen Hurts. When he's healthy.
You
If
said
he's
that's
100% healthy and mobile, Jalen Hurts.
Devin.
Because look at our receiving. We have no receivers, which also all this pressure is coming down on the quarterbacks for the Eagles. Yeah, Devontae Smith is great. He could snap in half at any moment, and we haven't seen him do much in the last few games. Yeah, Goddard is great. He's not even a receiver. He's a tight end, and he got one reception against the Giants. We don't have any. Quez Watkins is on the COVID list. So
Correct.
You have to look at the fact that our running game has proven to be our most successful factor with this year's offense. I think if they want to decide to build around a quarterback like Minshew, they need to give them more options in terms of receivers. I think if we want to keep doing this run heavy offense, then Jalen Hurts, when he's healthy, is the best option to win the rest of the season.
Your points are valid. However, you could look to the fact that you have a quarterback in Jalen Hurts that can't make all the throws right now consistently as the reason why your receivers look so bad.
I mean, did you see the Giants game? Did you see Jalen Reagor straight up just drop passes? Look, I think this is the frustrating part. This is the frustrating part about this season for me, because look, first of all, you're picking a fight. You're getting me fired up now, Marcus. You're doing whatever you're trying to do. It's working. But look at all of our team. I think so much pressure and so much criticism. And I know this is just how football is. It comes down to the quarterback. But look at this team. They have given Jalen Hurts, yes, I know sometimes he doesn't see the field well and he has accuracy issues. But it also doesn't help when his receivers don't run the correct routes, which I know Devontae Smith did on that play where he looked frustrated against the Giants when everyone's like, oh, he was open. No, they ran the wrong route, and that's why he threw to Jalen Reagor, and Jalen Reagor dropped it. Jalen Reagor should be cut. He's a terrible receiver. He's not even good at special teams. Otherwise, we've got Quez Watkins, who has a few good plays every now and then, but seems to disappear every 3 games and then pop up for one first down that's called back because of a penalty. Same with Greg Ward. Dallas Goedert. Okay, he's a tight end. There's no help there for Jalen Hurts. And even the play calling wasn't helping him out at the start of the season. Thankfully, Nick Sirianni clearly read Twitter and saw everyone just begging him to run the ball more, and he finally got there. But, it's even with the running backs. He gives it to Miles Sanders. He gives it to Kenny Gainwell, and they fumble it. I just think it's too much criticism falls on these quarterbacks who, Justin, I agree with you. Neither of these guys are a franchise quarterback, but they are what we have right now. And right now, Jalen Hurts gives us the best chance of winning. And I don't think that we should draft Kenny Pickett or a quarterback, in the offseason. I think we wait and we'll find our guy eventually. But we aren't a passing offense right now. It's just not going to work for us. I know I was about to call him Howie Lurie. I know Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman want that kind of offense. They always have. But you have to cater to what talent you have. And right now, the Eagles' offensive talent is their running game, including their quarterback.
I mean, if you want to blame Howie Roseman, I'm right there with you. I'm not going to push back on that at all.
I mean, everything is Howie Roseman. I keep calling him Howie Roseman. Yes, everything is Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie's fault. I think Howie Roseman has made his fair share of mistakes. I mean, look at the past few drafts, probably aside from Devontae Smith, but Jeffrey Lurie is also the one who is very knowingly a fan of this pass-heavy offense, which I know is what works in the NFL today. But it's also you can't just not play and cater to your team's talents because you want to pass the ball, because that's more fun to watch, because that's quote unquote what the people want, Yeah,
and they better not draft Kenny Pickett. That guy's
no.
First off, my quarterback is never going to wear 2 gloves. I don't want that in any level of football. Secondly, he's too old. He's too old. By the time he hits his first NFL training camp, he's going to be 24, going on to 25 years old. I don't want that out of my rookie quarterback. I don't want my rookie quarterback to be 24 or 25. We already had that with number 11. So I want my quarterback to be 21, 22 years old so I can mold him. I don't want Kenny Pickett. Plus, if he comes out here and fake slides in the NFL, he's going to get his head taken off.
I was just gonna ask about that. Okay, but guys, so I don't know if you guys know, I actually went to Pitt. So
Okay.
as much as I don't want the Eagles to draft him, I don't want them to draft any quarterback. I want all young defensive talent.
Yes.
I do like Kenny because it's my alma mater. I loved the fake slide. I know
That was
everyone lost their
awesome.
minds over it. It was so smooth, though. You have to admit, when you saw that, you were like, "Oh wow!"
I saw it live on TV, and I was like, "Oh man!" I saw that, and I was like, "I don't know if that's against the rules or not," but it's about to be. And then, like 3 days later, they changed that. But that was up there with that hockey thing that you posted, like that.
Oh, the lacrosse style goal, yeah.
Yeah, though that was up there with that. Both of those were insane.
One of my
All right,
best
at least you can
friends
admit.
actually-
Oh yeah.
one of my best friends actually went to Pitt. I spent a lot of drunken nights at the ZBT frat house.
No way. Okay. I mean, I was up at those frat houses all the time. Love it.
Yes, ZBT SA, a lot of good nights there. I actually
Yeah.
met Wiz Khalifa at Pitt.
That's like if there was like a Pitt bingo card, it'd be like met with Khalifa.
yeah. His DJ Bubonics, is a frat brother of my good friend, and he used to DJ those parties. And before Wiz came there
Mm.
in 2006 or something. And he was like, "Hey, yeah, this is my artist Wiz Khalifa." And then like 2 years later, Black and Yellow came out. I was like, "Oh, I remember him."
Yeah.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Good campus.
Love
I
it.
actually once got there driving in 3.5 hours.
I mean, you were definitely going over the speed limit the entire time.
Yeah, I was 90. You got to that turnpike where nobody cares about you anymore, that 2-lane part. And I was like, you know what? Let's just see what happens here. And I was just in an 03 Nissan Maxima 95 the entire way and got there.
And
pretty
it's the worst drive ever. It's like
Oh, it's-
one road and it's just through like Pennsylvania. Like you
Yeah.
realize how big Pennsylvania is and that there's absolutely nothing between Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. But
No,
yeah,
there's-
no, it is a cool campus. I feel like people don't really realize what that Pitt is like, that we have like the Cathedral of Learning and all that stuff. So HTP.
Yeah, I definitely had a lot of fun. It's a weird Pittsburgh, like a weird city though. It looks like someone stood on a hill and started throwing buildings everywhere. Like the way it's like a weird design. But it was a lot of fun in Oakland though. But I want to move on to the sick. Well, first, I mean,
Well, no, hold on, Marcus. I
on.
specifically saved this for when she came on, and you can see yourself out of the conversation now if you want.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, last weekend I finished season 1
Of
of Game of Thrones.
you did. Oh my God.
Yeah,
What do you think?
I finished season 1. First up, so I'm really bad with the characters' names. Who's the guy who had like the gold poured on his head?
That's
That's her brother.
yeah, Danny's brother, who's
yeah.
Eris, I think his name. I forget
Yeah.
his name, but yeah.
I haven't hated a TV character like that in a long time, and he only lasted like 6 or 7 episodes. So I'm glad that guy's gone. But you
hey,
can't-
spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
well, listen, the episode 1 came out like a decade ago. It's not my fault that
Yeah.
you're okay. And first off, you wouldn't even last that long to see that part of the episode. That's in like episode 7. You want to get
Yeah.
past episode 4.
I only made it to episode 3.
Yeah. So yeah, you're good. Secondly, they can't kill off this many characters this fast because I don't feel like learning new people.
I mean, but you finished the season, so you also
Oh,
saw
I'm
who else
in.
died,
Oh,
yeah.
like what's that? Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, like
so you're in. You're gonna keep watching.
oh, I'm in. Like probably. So once I get back from doing Lombardi show this weekend, I might knock out season 2 like Sunday into Monday.
Okay, all I'll say is the more seasons you watch, like you think Danny's brother was bad, just wait.
Oh, really?
And you think too many characters died this season, just
lot died.
wait. Just wait. It just gets better. I'm so happy you're a new fan. But wasn't that moment at the end, the season finale, the person who died, I'm trying to not say any spoilers. Was it like, I feel like that moment was the moment everyone realizes like, oh wow,
yeah.
like this show is
I mean,
I'm in.
Thought he was gonna. I mean,
Right.
you didn't. I mean, I really don't care if I spoil it for Marcus, but I guess for the other listeners, I guess I won't.
Okay, but guys, if you
No,
haven't
that's
watched
like a
season
decade.
1 of Game of Thrones yet, like it's been so long. Come on.
It has been. When did that come out? It would help
I
if I
don't know.
spelt it. It would help if I
No?
spelt it
No.
properly. It came out in 2011. So you're over a decade. So if you didn't
Yeah.
watch it by now, I can't help you. But no, that last scene, I was like, oh, there they are. Because
Yeah.
you heard about them, you just you didn't see them. They were just talked about, and then they came out, and I was like, oh, it's about to get good. I was going to bring this up on Monday, but I specifically pushed this all the way off until you coming on because
Oh my God, I'm
know you
so
can-
honored.
I know you can appreciate it, and this guy over here does not.
Why would?
But
I
he
was-
does. He did start Succession finally. So you guys
yeah,
are broken on the HBO train.
yes, yeah. It was on. It came across my feed on demand, and I thought it was you, Devin, that mentioned it, but I guess not. But someone said something about it, and I was like, "Let me see what this is about." And I'm totally in on that. I love Billions. Billions is like one of my favorite shows. It kind of reminds me a little bit of
Oh,
that.
we did that breakdown on Billions like a month or two ago.
Yeah. I love me some Billions. Great show. So yeah,
Oh,
go ahead.
sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I might have mentioned it now that we bring up Game of Thrones. I feel like we were talking about good HBO shows. So Marcus, I'm sorry I might have lied to you. And I was like, I don't think I told you that. So I'm glad you're both watching my two favorite HBO shows.
Yeah, really, really good stuff. Well, I can't segue into really good stuff because it's not really good stuff, but the Sixers are a hot mess. Can we discuss?
Please.
This week has been, I don't.
Oh, Devin, don't you go out here making opinions about Tobias Harris' contract.
Yeah, I heard. Wow.
I've never been more attacked for a tweet. Like, who would have thought?
I was reading that this morning. I was like, I got time before the show starts. I'm gonna dive into this conversation real quick.
I know. I love that everyone's like chiming in. Like, so someone dropped a
polarizing
meme
topic.
that's like, he's already dead. Don't keep kicking him while he's down. But sorry, Marcus, continue.
No, you're good. You're good. This has been an odd week of an odd season. Monday, no Ja Morant. I know Joe and Toby didn't play. I'm sorry, Joe and Steph didn't play. Toby didn't play well, but he played, and they get destroyed. Then you go into Wednesday, which is a game that, by all means, is no way in the world you should lose that game. You get lit up by Gary Vincent, for 30 plus and 7 threes. And then last night, they're missing everybody. They're running out guys I swear I've never even heard of. I was literally like, who's that? Who are these people? And you're down 15 before you can blink. Tobias Harris goes 3 for 17. I don't like. We're in a weird spot with them because I'm trying to be patient. I really am, because I always just go back to 8-2. They started 8-2. They beat a really good Chicago team twice in 3 days. They ended that beating them at the United Center, and then everything with COVID and sicknesses and injuries all just went downhill. I'm trying to be patient, but I can't not be alarmed watching them this week. Tobias Harris looked like he's never played basketball before. His back to that. You guys remember when Brett Brown was here? Tobias Harris. The thing that drove me crazy the worst about him was he was so indecisive. And when Doc Rivers first got here, one of the first things he said was, I want to get Tobias Harris back to making quick decisions. I want to get him back to just shooting, not thinking, making quick decisions. He was doing that. He had a really good year last year. It didn't end well in Game 7, but he had a really good year. But this is back to that old Tobias Harris, the Brett Brown Tobias Harris that everyone hated. And Joel Embiid doesn't look quite himself. They're having a hard time getting it, and it's just weird too. They're having a hard time getting him the ball. This whole thing of Joel wanting to be a closer, which I respect and admire, but I'm from the school is your big man can't be your closer. The guy who doesn't face the basket can't be your closer. You need a guard to do that. Tyrese Maxey kind of looks the part, but he's a kind of a combo guard, so he is in a position where he's not. He can get his own shots, but he's not great at getting up people their shots yet. So it's hard to start him now, even though he could be a starter. Shake Milton, I don't know if he should be a starter. I don't know what's going on, Devin. Help me out. I'm stressed out.
Hey, look at the bright side. Daryl Morey's still holding out on Ben Simmons, so
He's still here somewhere.
entire season in the toilet, but Ben Simmons still is getting fined. Yeah. So the tweet that we were talking about earlier is I said this before last night, before this season, that Tobias Harris has one of the worst contracts in the NBA, if not in sports, because yeah, he has his moments, and you're right. Like last season, he was good, but also like where was he against the Hawks that series? Like, yeah, obviously Ben Simmons gets all the blame, but we forget about the other guys who didn't contribute at all. And to be paid 100 mil or 180 mil, excuse me, for 5 years, he's not an all-star whatsoever. He's barely even playing as well as rookies. So like, it's just frustrating to see. And honestly, I feel bad for Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid, I know loves this team. He loves this city. And I know he goes out there game after game and tries to put the team on his back, but he is getting zero help right now. I know COVID has rocked not just the Sixers, but all the NBA. But I don't think that's the entire reason or an excuse for the way that they're playing right now. Like, it is looking bleak to me, guys. They need to do something to turn this around. I don't know. I truly don't know what the solution is. And I don't know what happened. Like, the Sixers were like, the more I think about it and the more games we lose, the more I'm like, wow, maybe last season was really special. Like maybe that was our Eagles Super Bowl for the Sixers. Like maybe we're just going to have to go back into rebuild mode and we're going to do this whole thing again, because it's just like pretty bleak and hopeless to me at this point. I don't know how you guys feel. Like like Marcus, you say you're being optimistic and hopeful that they'll turn around. Like how do you think they can turn it around without getting an extremely talented shooter or player?
Because I mean, for me, like I said, I go back to the way they started the season, and there are guys. They do have guys that can play basketball. Joel Embiid is an MVP candidate when he's playing his best basketball. I love the progression of Tyrese Maxey. Tobias Harris is way better than he's performed. Seth Curry has improved player. I think the bench has improved. But what is happening to me now? The way I see it is this. The Ben Simmons situation was like an earthquake. It was like this huge earthquake, and now we're experiencing the aftershock of everything else. So because the Ben Simmons situation was such a huge, huge thing, it put a mask on other problems that we didn't really talk about. For instance, a big reason why the Sixers lost that series, if you're going to say Ben Simmons is one, I'm not going to push back, but I'm going to say to you 1A was the bench. That bench blew that 18-point lead and that 26-point lead.
Mm-hmm.
When they're going down the stretch in Game 7 with a minute to go, Matisse Thybulle commits that terrible foul. That pretty much sealed the game. That was a part of it. You have to put that in there. And also too, getting Tobias Harris going 8 for 24. And if you remember in that Game 7, he missed a lot of layups and a lot of easy shots, just playing off the rim. That is no way in the world he should have missed those shots. So, like I said, the aftershocks are starting to be exposed now with this team. But I look at them. They're 15-15 right now. December was a horrible month with COVID and illness and everything like that. If they can get healthy, they were a top 4 team in the East. I don't see how, because of all that stuff, they're still not a top 4 team in the East. So I guess I'm just holding out hope that they're going to improve based on the fact of how well they started. Unless that was a mirage too.
Well, so what worries me, that's a good point about the bench, and I agree with you. But that all comes back to Doc Rivers. And I loved Doc Rivers last season. Like, I do like Daryl Morey. But the decision making to put in an all bench unit, like I know you're up by a lot of points, but to do it over and over again when it clearly isn't working and they're not performing, and he continues to make these decisions that just don't make any sense and hurt the team. I'm starting to lose a lot of faith in Doc Rivers' decision making. So to turn it around, I'm not saying you fired Doc Rivers in the middle of the season, but I think something's got to change there. And I don't get why it's like, if something isn't working and doing it over and over again, like that's a definition of insanity. So why aren't we changing something here? I think our bet, like Tyrese Maxey, you're right. He is good. And he was part of that, quote unquote, all bench unit, a lot of games. But I just think unless that changes and Doc Rivers' decision-making changes, the Sixers aren't going to turn this thing around.
Yeah. Listen, this very well could be the Ben Simmons hostage year. And, you just wait the off season.
Yeah.
I do believe they're going to make I've been saying this to Justin for a couple weeks now. I believe they're going to make a strong push for James Harden this summer. And I believe they're going to get him. And then also this summer, they're probably going to trade Ben Simmons. I don't think we talked about Ben a lot on Wednesday. And the only reason why we did that was because it was December 15th. we've tried our best not, and like I don't plan on talking about him again until February 10th, unless something drastic happens. But I think those like December 15th is a big day. February 10th will be a big day, and after that, we'll talk about this in the summertime. But I mean, it's the only thing for me. It's like you guys are wasting Joel Embiid's prime, and we really have no idea how long that prime is going to be. So I think everyone's really like, let's figure this out, figure it out. But I got news for you. This season is probably, at the very least, I think they're going to make the playoffs. But then after that, who knows? But really, the summer will determine the future of this team.
What's February 10th?
Trade deadline.
Oh, okay.
That's the last day of the trade deadline. Well, not the last day. It's the trade deadline period. So
I know these things.
yeah, it's kind of important. But yeah, so that's trade deadline. So that's February 10th, and we'll see what happens after that. But hey, so it's Christmas season, Devin.
Mm-hmm.
I want to put you on the spot right now and give me a Christmas wish for your Philly sports teams this year.
For all of them?
Yes. Give me we don't have to do for all of them. Pick your biggest wish. What do you wish?
Ooh. I wish for the Sixers to make the playoffs and make the championship. It's a wish, right? So it can be unrealistic. I really want an NBA championship. Honestly, if I had to rank them, like Stanley Cup, Super Bowl, the Eagles aren't going to win the Super Bowl this year. I've never experienced an NBA championship, or at least one that I can remember. Right? Yeah.
Yes. No, you haven't. You weren't around 83, right?
No. So yeah, like we got the Super Bowl a few years ago.
You were though, but we weren't.
Yes, I was
around.
So yeah, I really want an NBA championship. That would be my Christmas wish.
So wait, does this mean that we can fully bring back the boat parade then? Like that wasn't just a 1-year thing. Like we can do that for any Sixers parade, right?
They did a boat parade.
So
they did, but the Bucks did, and we're
so the plan that I had was I don't know which shore point down the shore has the closest boardwalk to the ocean. Someone would have to do some research on that, but have all the players come by on boats and have everybody lined up on the boardwalk because it's going to be end of June, beginning of July. You need to have a boat parade, and you can't have that in Delaware River because you'll have drunk people jumping off the bridges. So I think they should be having a boat parade down the shore if they win.
I love that.
The boat parade is more my wish than the champion.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never experienced a boat parade. I'd be down, but only if they could eventually come back to Philly, which I don't know. You can get from there to the Delaware River, but Justin, you're right. Like people would probably like die if that happened. So
jumping off of the Walt Whitman, the Ben Franklin, and I don't mean people. Like I haven't ruled out that I'm not one of them, so that's why I'm not discriminating against them.
Listen,
I like it though.
Sixers Twitter would be thriving that day.
Oh
my God.
I'm all for that.
I'm calling in every radio station and being like, I need to talk to whoever said the process wasn't going to work. I need to put through directly to their office right now.
The idea that the 30 for 30 process edition would end with a boat parade, it just brings tears to my eyes just thinking about it right now.
I'm going to be outside Howard Eskin's house looking through his windows like the T-Rex in Jurassic Park by the car. Like, yo, I know you're in there. Come outside, Howard.
Oh, my God. Yes.
All right. Well, Devin, we appreciate you jumping on as usual, and we hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Guys, always a pleasure. Thanks for having me on again, and Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Devin Caney, jumping on.
I was saving the Game of Thrones talk specifically for when she came on because I knew she'd appreciate it. You wouldn't even know what I was talking about. But let me tell you this, though.
Oh, here we go.
A lot of people are dying. A lot of people are getting killed out here.
I mean, maybe if I get past episode 3, maybe I get in. What if I came on like next week like, yo?
Like what it is you really have to get in there to like honestly like episode 6. You need to really get in there and like start to learn a little bit about these characters.
I didn't want to make Devin uncomfortable too, but the incest freaked me out too. I saw there's a brother and sister doing weird stuff. I don't know about.
It gets worse.
It gets worse than that.
Yeah.
Oh, Oh boy. See. This is. I don't know. I don't know if I can do this.
I'm gonna give you a spoiler just to let you know how bad it is.
Okay.
Just because if you're gonna get into it, like you said, it's a little uncomfortable, and it is. But at least I should let you know where it's going. Those aren't her husband's kids.
What?
Her kids are not her husband's kids.
No.
You'll learn.
No, I don't want to. No. All right, we're gonna move on. Hell, what do you say we take a quick break?
I think it needs to breathe.
And on the other side, we're gonna have our own Sixers conversation, and we'll be joined by Twitty also on the other side.
Yeah.
Brad in the morning, Marcus Brown, Justin Emery. We're right back.
Looking for authentic Mexican food close to home? Great news. District Taco is just around the corner in Abington, Pennsylvania, and they'd love to fiesta with you. Offering delicious fish tacos, a California burrito stuffed with guac, steak, fries, and chipotle mayo, plus sweet, crispy churros. District Taco has it all. Try out the newest location and come back for more. Get 10% off your first in-app order with promo code BREMI10. Always fresh, always Mexican, District Taco.
Hi, I'd like to talk to you guys today about my friends at Uncle Mike's Homemade Ice Cream. USA Today selected Uncle Mike's Homemade Ice Cream as the best ice cream parlor in Pennsylvania. Uncle Mike's is a family-owned and dedicated to the production of premium quality and gourmet ice cream and sorbet, made fresh daily on the premises using the highest quality ingredients available. Uncle Mike's features over 30 unique delicious flavors offered in scoops, sundaes, shakes, and special order ice cream cakes and pies. Uncle Mike's Homemade Ice Cream is located at 537 York Road in Warminster and is open all year round. Visit Uncle Mike's and let their friendly staff serve you happiness one scoop at a time.
Justin here. Let me tell you about my friends over at Beef Jerky Outlet. A family-owned business, Sharon and Michael have the best jerky around. They have a huge selection to choose from, but always make sure to try my personal favorite, the Honey Barbecue Turkey Jerky. Don't think they only have jerky for sale. They also have the best supply of sauces, marinades, and rubs for all of your new recipes. Located at 110 Lincoln Highway, right by Oxford Valley Mall. Head on over there, go in and say, yo, Justin sent me.
Hi, I'd like to talk to you guys about my friends at Amy's Pizza. Amy has a plethora of pizzas for your munching pleasure, especially pizzas such as Hawaiian, Margarita, and Taco. Taco actually being my personal favorite. And also plenty more. If it's sandwiches you desire, they've got those too. Cheesesteaks, burgers, hoagies, even gyros. Amy's offers pickup and takeout options. Also, they're available on Grubhub. Amy's located at 332 York Road in the heart of Hatboro. You can call them today at 215-957-1000. Again, that's 215-957-1000.
Every Friday, we're bringing you bits. But it's especially hilarious to me knowing what I've seen happen in McDonald's locations over the years. Hell, what I've done in McDonald's locations over the years. Hits.
Always winterize your pipes. I think that is such a funny...
And everything in between. Nah,
Oh,
see, it's the
God.
opposite. You don't see it, and he was totally about eating that baby. We are Twitty and the Brand. We're going to ruin something that you love. New episodes weekly on all your favorite podcast streamers.
Yeah, man, Bradham in the morning, Marcus Bradham, and Justin Emery.
Yo, I may have partaken during that commercial break, so this segment's going to be lit. We do have some facts of the day.
Okay.
1903. You want to take a guess at what it was?
03?
1903.
Ugh,
If I tell you where it happened, you're going to get it immediately. So I'm keeping that out. You want to take a guess? Has to do with modern day transportation.
Modern day transportation railroads?
No, they were already out by that point in time.
Oh yeah, duh, yeah. Cars, planes,
One of those two.
planes.
Yes, Kitty
Right.
Hawk, North Carolina.
Wright brothers.
Wright brothers.
Hell of a mustache by those two, by the way.
Very impressive.
Mustache game was strong.
It was. I mean, I feel like a lot of guys in the early 1900s, their mustache game was strong, but those two had particularly strong mustache games. And as both of us wear facial hair, we can appreciate a strong facial hair game.
Yes, absolutely.
Let's see what else do we have. We have 1892. The first issue of Vogue is published.
Wow, it's that old?
Yep, 1892. What's that come to? Quick math. 120 years they're going to be celebrating? No.
Yeah, that's something. Yeah,
130 years.
128, 29 years.
Yeah.
129 years.
Well, yeah, you're right. Next year they'll be celebrating the 130.
Yeah.
And stuntman Stan Barrett. Please don't ever use him against me in a hockey or no. Breaks the sound barrier for the first time. And something that I'm sure that you probably did not see. And I'm sitting here telling you which movies you didn't see for once. 2003, the final Lord of the Rings hits the box office. 11 Academy Awards in 1 year.
I know Devin Caney saw it.
Did I see it in theaters? I don't think I saw it in theaters, but I may have. I don't recall seeing it in theaters, though. I definitely have the DVD, though. Yep, the DVD, Marcus. The 4-disc set.
Look at you with the 4-disc.
The 4-disc set.
Good job by you.
So, and then, yeah, that pretty much sums up, what's today? I don't even know. December 17th.
Yes.
I've only been sitting here talking for a couple hours, and I'll finally learn the date what it is.
So listen, I don't want this to come across as criticism of Joel Embiid. We all know that we are huge advocates for Joel Hans Embiid.
According to Chuck from Mount Airy, Joel Embiid's overrated.
He's an idiot, so we should disregard that.
My favorite is when you don't even was when you say it with like a stone face.
Yeah,
that's my favorite.
like people like that, like with tastes like that, I can't. I try to respect everyone's opinion to a point. And when you say something that's stupid, I'm just gonna listen. I can't tell you you're wrong because it's an opinion.
So
you're not wrong, but it is stupid.
All of those out there listening on the podcast, listening on the different platforms, make sure you go to YouTube and watch this, because the faces Marcus makes sometimes when I say things are just worth going to see on that platform. Like, let's go back to, I think it was Monday where we were talking about the weather.
Yeah.
That segment, the look on your face, very meme worthy. I want to make a meme out of it. Legendary. So go make sure you check out the show on YouTube, because I mean, this guy over here is too much sometimes.
I don't want this to come across as critical of Joel Embiid, because, like I said, we're advocates for Joel Hans Embiid. This is a Joel Embiid friendly show.
Yes.
He said this a bunch of times, and I know he really believes this and really wants it to be this way, but there's not a scenario that I want my big man to be my closer.
No, you can't have it. This isn't.
And you look no further than what happened on Wednesday. Joel Embiid gets the ball, and while Joel Embiid's extremely athletic and the things he can do at 7'2", 280 are unheard of, you close in on him, that's it. So he ends up jacking up, a desperation 3-pointer, because while he has guard skills for a big man, he's still a big man at the end of the day. And that's not who I want. He's not, I'll put it this way. He's not Kevin Durant, where, he has guard skills for a big man, but he just has guard skills also. Joel Embiid, make no mistakes about it, is a big man. He can do guard-like things in spurts. And, while I don't mind him this year, he's taking a liking to bring the ball up a little bit. I don't mind that so much. But the idea of him being your closer, I'm always from the school that a dude that's back to the basket cannot be your closer. That's his game. That's the best part of his game, is back to the basket.
I mean,
he can face, but that's the best part of his game.
When you look at the last, let's say 20 years of NBA champions,
mm-hmm.
Who was the last team where their center was the best player, or their closer per se? Lakers, but even Kobe.
It's Kobe, yeah.
But even then, they had they still had Kobe. I mean,
Kobe was a closer.
Yeah, would you consider Tim Duncan a center or a power forward?
power forward, but he wasn't. But Tony Parker was a closer.
Ginobili.
Ginobili was closer. And it's not saying these guys like Tim Duncan obviously hit big shots.
Yeah.
So did Hakeem Olajuwon for Clutch City. But Kenny Smith made a lot. They had guards: Kenny Smith, Vernon Maxwell, Robert Horry.
A little bit though, to a lesser degree, I would say pre-2000. Like you could get away with it a little bit more in the 90s, and in the 80s you could really get away with it more. But today, where you have, like we just talked about all day on Wednesday, when you have guys pulling up from the logo, Embiid cannot be your closer.
Right.
If Steph took him out to the three-point line, he would make him look like he doesn't belong in the league.
Right. Right.
And Embiid's a candidate, perennial candidate for Defensive Player of the Year. And if he went out to the perimeter with Steph would make him look like a fool. It just is what it is.
You see the difference. Again, I'm saying this again. This is not a criticism. I love the fact that Joe wants to take on that responsibility and wants to be that guy. It just doesn't work. You look at last night, what a closer looks like. Kevin Durant, and this is why when you're playing a team like last night, they were depleted. They had no one there. But I knew when the Sixers even got it close in the fourth quarter, I'm like, they're going to lose this game because now it's Durant time.
Mm-hmm.
And you're in a situation now where Durant, with the last couple minutes to go, within a possession or two, they're going to win this game, and Durant closed for them because he can do that because Durant can make all the shots consistently.
Now, can I pose a potentially controversial question to you about the Sixers?
Okay.
And this doesn't have to do with Embiid, but at the same time it does because you need to build the team around Embiid.
Right.
And I don't know the answer to this. I'm just throwing this out into the universe and letting it grow legs where it goes. Matisse Thybulle is more offensively challenged than Ben Simmons ever was.
That is a fact.
A lot of people aren't going to want to hear that.
No, the people aren't ready for that conversation. But it's because I'll be honest, I'm not ready for that conversation I gotta call myself to the carpet. I've been clamoring for him to be a starter for about 2 months now, and now I understand why he can't be a starter. He's like when Matisse Thybulle shoots wide open jump shots, he still misses badly. I need Drew Hanlon to come to the front of the congregation because I'm going to need you to work with Matisse in the offseason.
Has he worked with him before or no?
No, I don't know what Matisse does in the offseason as far as his regiment.
Australia.
I would advise him to get some shots up, because he has potential to be a Bruce Bowen type, and but you can't be Bruce Bowen if you can't hit jump shots, and you can't at the end of the day, I don't think I realized he was this offensively challenged until they started starting him, the past couple games, to the point where you saw he didn't start last night. Danny Green started again, and I can't blame Doc for that decision because, you literally he literally is a guy you don't have to worry about guarding and say, yeah, just keep shooting, kid. That's fine. I mean, he's without any kind of threat.
Don't get me wrong. Who go over and lock up your best player? But people are not ready for that conversation.
And I'll tell you this: on nights when he doesn't, like for instance, Wednesday night, Duncan Robinson had 17 in the first half, and primarily was guarded by Matisse Thybulle. So when he's not locking somebody up, he's useless to me. It's kind of like the reverse of a Furkan Korkmaz, or the way I used to talk about JJ Redick. Like when they're not hitting shots, you're useless to me. And it's the same thing with him. When he's not putting somebody in prison, I got no use for you because you're not going to provide any sort of offense at all. He had literally, you give him the ball, if he's not shooting a spot up jump shot, he has no idea what to do with the basketball. He's not a good passer. He's not a great dribbler. He has zero offensive skill whatsoever. And I mean, I want him, but at this,
let's let that comment marinate, and we'll revisit it in 2 weeks.
Wait a minute, I have another Converge question before we do that.
Okay.
So I said before, and this is literally, I literally just said this maybe in the past week, that I want Ben Simmons traded by himself. Do you think about putting Thybulle in a package with Simmons, knowing what we know now? Because at the end of the day, if he is just going to be a guy that plays great defense and provides nothing else in today's NBA, I don't think that's good enough. I don't think that's good enough at all. And you could probably put Thibault.
It depends who you get back.
Yeah, but I think you get something really good back if you throw Thibault in there too. Because listen, the thing is around the league, like we watch this team every game.
Yeah.
Around the league, they're not doing that. They're seeing snapshots. They saw Saturday night, so they're thinking about the way he defended Steph Curry.
And what they're also thinking is wait till we can get our hands on him. Like they don't know what they're doing over there. Wait till we get him here.
Right. I don't know. Like he's one, but I don't want to throw Maxey in a package at all now. I don't want to do that.
No, you can't.
Thibault is a guy that now I'm starting to think about it a little bit.
The only thing is that you're giving up, I'd say, maybe 2 of the top 5 perimeter defenders in the league.
Right.
Who's going to be your guy that D's up now? Because you need to have someone that you can use as a stopper.
Yeah.
And you don't have any stoppers if you give them both up.
Yeah, listen, it's just a question at the end of the day. I don't know. I mean, I'm just thinking.
But if you get a guy, say you get now, obviously you're not going to get him, but say you get a guy like a Jimmy Butler,
yeah,
who is himself can be a stopper.
Mm-hmm.
That's a different story. Now we can have that conversation.
Yeah.
But if you're not, I need a 2-way player if I'm giving them both up.
Yeah.
But I'm now no longer shutting the door on it. Before the door was shut.
That's how I feel. The door's not shut either, and this is a fluid situation.
Like if that pops up on my phone now, I may take the call.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not going to guarantee you a yes, but you know, I'm not putting you on silent anymore.
I agree. Waiting 2 weeks to have a conversation again, but I mean, listen. I think we both can agree his offense has got to get better. Like we've got to figure out. Like he has to be. I tell my girls all the time that I play with. I'm like, listen, you have to be a threat. You can't just be on the court and just existing. You've got to be a threat. They've got to think you can score. Even if you can't, you got to be a threat. And right now, Matisse Thybulle is not a threat on the court, on the offensive side of the court at all. He's just not. And, you know.
Teams have to be laughing at the Sixers. Oh, you got one point guard that can't shoot. You got a small forward, would you say Matisse is? Is he a 3?
Mm-hmm.
You have a 3 that can shoot.
Yeah.
You had a number 1 overall pick that forgot how to shoot. Do I hate this team?
I mean, it's
so frustrating.
Especially this week, because this week has just been 3 of the worst losses in the past 10 years.
Now, I don't have kids, but you do, so maybe you can attest to this. It feels like when obviously you still love them, but they disappoint you, where you're like...
Yeah, it just happened yesterday. It literally just happened 24 hours ago.
It's like I don't love you any less, but like...
I want to strangle you.
But you're kind of looking like a jackass right now.
I want to put hands and feet all over you right now in this very second. Yeah, just literally just happened yesterday.
That's how I feel with the Sixers.
Yeah, I want to sit them down and tell them about themselves. Like that was great.
That was great. This happened yesterday.
Yeah, and again, it's especially after this has been a really tough week to watch them. Like this week they were unwatchable, and like I'm watching yesterday, especially. I think the loss out of the Grizzlies, the Heat, the Nets, the one that pissed me off the most was the Heat.
Yeah,
because you have a team that is
depleted.
They have nobody. Nobody's there. You know, you got Kyle Lowry, but okay. You got Duncan Robinson, but okay. But you have really nobody there, and you allow them to come into your building after you just lost by 25 on the road and beat you with a zone defense?
I'll be honest with you.
A zone.
So we're in the business of being real in this show, right?
Yeah.
I had Heat money line.
Really?
I did. I had Heat money line.
What about the +7?
Mm-hmm. No, I had him money line.
Wow! Wow.
Now I didn't watch the game, so I found out, later on. But I had Heat money line.
Wow. That's a bold move.
I mean, like I only threw 20 on it. It's not like I'm out here rolling in dough from it, but I had Heat money line.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's just. I was having the beginning of the season. I was having a lot of fun watching this team. It hasn't been fun recently, and I'm hoping it gets back to that. And you look at
They're
like
playing handcuff. They're literally playing handcuff because of the Ben Simmons situation. They are down $35 million on their payroll. It's the same thing as with the Eagles with Carson Wentz. They're down $34 million against their salary cap for a man who is taking snaps 850 miles away in a different city. They're playing handcuffed. And until Daryl Morey can get out from being handcuffed, this is going to be more rinse and repeat.
Again, it's summertime for me. I think summertime, all of this is resolved.
You have to. You can't do like I understand. He said this could be a long time. Like he has 4 years on his deal. You can't do this for 4 seasons.
Right. I
meant to ask Devin about what her opinion was if Simmons is being fined before she got off.
Well, I don't want to turn this to a Ben thing, but like I just have a very simple question. Like, where is he right now? Where's he held up right now? Like, is he in some bunker? Like, where is he?
Eskin dropped where he was at. He was at St. Joe's for a while. Then he actually got St. Joe's University into some hot water with the NCAA, having an NBA player practice with you during practice. Because apparently Simmons is good to practice with the St. Joe Hawks, but he can't practice at the Sixers.
He's practicing with the Hawks?
Oh, you didn't know this?
No.
Oh, I thought
I saw him wandering around there, but I didn't know he was practicing.
He was practicing he was in their workout facilities and running drills with them at practice. As of November 20th. Now, he has since said he's since done it, said things about it afterwards because the NCAA stepped in and was like, "Why do you have an NBA player practicing with you?" So they actually had to kick him off campus. Now, Eskin has reported since then that he was spotted elsewhere. I can't remember where he was spotted, though. But he was spotted somewhere else just playing basketball with a bunch of nobodies. No disrespect to the St. Joe Hawks, but like...
Right.
You know, I said what I said.
Yeah, you're a perennial all-star playing with,
nobodies.
Yeah.
I mean, unless Mark's obviously, all bets go off. You're at LA Fitness at 3 p.m. That's basically going to Rucker Park. Is LA Fitness at 3 p.m. You know what I mean?
The run different.
Everybody at LA Fitness could have made the league if they didn't get hurt. Everybody.
48-year-old Bob in his rec specs.
Oh, I could have made the league if I didn't hurt my ankle.
Yeah.
Couldn't make the league.
It's not true.
I didn't know that you didn't know he was at St. Joe's. Otherwise, I would.
I knew. I saw the picture of him walking around, but I didn't know he was practicing with the team.
No, he's practicing.
That's cute. Whatever. I'm not gonna turn this into a Ben Simmons thing. I don't want to do that. I want to focus on who's here right now, and I don't know. I just hope, like for me right now, all I'm asking right now for the Sixers is it to be fun again. I don't want to go through this week again. I want this to be fun again.
Why do we have to continue to ask ourselves, are we having fun when watching these teams?
Yeah. I mean, it
posed a question about the Eagles last week.
Yeah, whatever
it was.
This is not. I have not had fun watching Sixers all this week, but hopefully, they'll figure it out and get it together. So before Twitty jumps on, do you want to go through the NFL games?
I don't have them pulled up, so just give me a second. But yes, we can.
Okay.
Do
Let's get those picks in.
Listen, I'm on a mini hot streak. I was 14 yards away from cashing a nice same game parlay yesterday, but my man Herbert decided to only throw for 236 instead of 250. But it is what it is. He's still my guy, and not a debate for today. But you and I will have that Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert debate.
I look forward to it.
So let's see. Oh, we got some Saturday action.
Yes. That time of year.
Raiders at Browns.
Browns are a plus 3.5. I'm still going Browns at home. I think the Raiders are a hot mess right now.
I'm going Raiders because both Baker Mayfield and Case Keenum both have COVID.
Oh, I didn't know Keenum was out too.
Yep, they both tested positive.
And Chubb's out too, right?
Don't know.
Okay. All right.
More Saturday action. And I'm telling you guys, bet the Patriots money line. They're plus money. New England Patriots at Indianapolis Colts.
I'm going the other way. I'm going -2 Colts. I'm taking the Colts at home -2. Colts are getting dangerous. And the Patriots are due. They're due for a loss.
Nah, the hoodie's got it under control.
They're due.
I'm going Patriots. Now Sunday action. I don't even know why this game's up for debate. Cardinals at Lions.
Cardinals.
Yeah. Again, another game. I'm not sure why it's up for debate. Panthers at Buffalo.
Buffalo's get right game.
Yep. NFC East showdown. Cowboys at Giants.
Cowboys stay right game.
In a dramatic plot twist of Urban Meyer's terrible human being fired, I'm going Jacksonville over Houston.
Yeah, I think Jacksonville wins the game also. Dead cat bounce.
Yes. Jets at Dolphins.
Jets cover, Dolphins win. That's a lot of points for the Dolphins.
A lot of points, 9.5.
Yeah.
Pick'em game. Titans at Steelers.
I like the Steelers. They were embarrassed. It's a last stand for Big Ben. They're at home. The terrible towels be going. I like the Steelers.
I like the Steelers, but this is one of those games that if you're betting, you stay away from. I'm not betting on. I'm not going to bet this game. I'm not touching this game. Falcons at Niners.
I think the Niners win, but I think the Falcons cover.
9.5 is a lot of points.
Yeah, the Falcons are playing pretty good football. So, I think they cover.
Bengals at Broncos.
The Fighting Burrows, Bengals.
I'm surprised that the Bengals are favored. Or I'm sorry, the Broncos are favored.
Yeah, I mean, they bounced around the lines last week, but so I guess they got people excited. And the Broncos are a good defensive football team, but I like the Bengals fighting for a playoff spot. I go Cincinnati.
You got probably the marquee matchup of the day. Packers going to Baltimore.
I mean, I guess it depends what's going on with Lamar Jackson, if he's in or not.
I'm going Packers regardless. Doesn't matter if Lamar plays or not. Aaron Rodgers he's trying to get those back-to-back MVPs.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, that's another one I'd probably stay away from. But I guess Packers would be the logical choice.
NFC West showdown. Seahawks going to the Rams.
Rams. Definitely Rams. It's Ram season.
Sunday night game. Saints at Buccaneers. Should be a slaughter fest in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the Saints don't have a quarterback at this point. They just don't. So it's hard for them to put up the offense. And Tampa Bay at home is just a different animal. I mean, they score basically every possession.
Yeah.
So, I definitely think Tampa Bay wins the game.
And the Monday night matchup, Vikings at Bears.
The dangerous one for the Vikings. This is a game I could definitely see the Vikings losing. I'm not going to pick against the Bears. Pick against them. But I could definitely see the Vikings losing this game.
Nobody ever became rich betting on Matt Nagy.
Facts only. So that rounds out the week.
Oh, and then obviously I left off the Eagles game.
Yes, and I think we both are Eagles win the game.
Yeah.
I don't see a scenario where they don't. All right. Well, on the line with us right now from the Twitty and the Brand podcast, fantasy football guru. I use that term loosely. Twitty.
What is up, boys? Anyone in the TATB pod league is gonna, really disagree with you calling me a fantasy guru right now. Work team's going great though.
Work team's going great. That's good.
Yeah,
Good to hear.
I needed a little more out of Austin Eckler last night, but I'll take the 18.5.
Okay.
I just want to revisit your statements at the beginning of the season in regards to, how I finished last season and then how I ended up finishing this season. I believe that I don't even need to worry about setting a lineup this week, if I recall correctly. Not because I'm not in the playoffs.
I'd
'Cause I
like
have
to be
no
clear
opponent.
that I made no statements about how you would perform this year.
I conveniently left that out. We're not. Why are you bringing up old stuff?
Why are you bringing up old stuff?
It
As
helps
far as
my
I'm
case. That's-
concerned, this whole league is old stuff. I have one job left, and that's to send out $225 at some point.
It's fact. See, here's the thing: is that I went into last week knowing that if I get the dub, I get the bye, and I had to empty the whole clip against the number 1 seed in the league.
Well, when I really decided that it was truly over was 2 weeks ago when I forgot to take Amari Cooper out of the IR on Thanksgiving, and then I couldn't even field a lineup because I couldn't make any transactions.
Yeah, that's definitely a way to lose. Now, I don't know if you caught the beginning of the show. Marcus and I have a tinfoil hat theory potentially brewing
Lay it on me.
in the Jalen Hurts, Gardner Minshew scenario.
Okay. I'm interested.
So, Marcus, tell me if I'm incorrectly phrasing this. Is Jalen Hurts actually hurt, or are the coaching staff using this as a way to get Gardner Minshew in there?
I mean,
I believe he's banged up.
That's essentially what it comes down to.
Yeah, I'm willing to posit that maybe he could have played the last game, but I do think he's banged up.
not questioning that he's. I definitely.
It's not if he's injured. It's, you think the team's hamming this up a little bit?
Well, I mean, Justin, what's the one thing the Eagles do well? Hype up their backup quarterback in the last 6
Quarterback
weeks of the
controversy
season,
in
and
December.
then try to go get that first round pick. So, although I don't know if we're even allowed to get any more of them at this point.
There's no way anybody though will trade you a first round pick for Jalen Hurts. Like,
Hey, maybe for Minshew, maybe for him. How many times have we said there's no way we get a first for something and it happens though?
Sam Bradford, 2016.
Kevin Cobb twice.
So you're a streaming guy, and I know my co-host is completely out on this show. I don't know if you are though or not, but finished season 1 of Game of Thrones.
I never got into it. I watched the whole first season. It did nothing for me. And it's weird because it's right in my wheelhouse, really. But it just couldn't do it for me.
No? Marcus was so far out on that.
Twitty, I'm out too. I was out there.
Especially, like, I didn't even do that season 1 watch until it was already over and done with. And I know how unhappy everyone is with the final season. And I'm like, what's my motivation here?
I agree.
And there's a great line it makes me think of in the Solar Opposites Christmas special, which we did on Twitty and the Brand this week, where he just says, listen, in the age of streaming, there's just no incentive for you to finish everything you start. There's too much other stuff out there.
Facts only. Facts only. Yo, are you in Succession?
No, but is all the amazing reviews I keep seeing and the fact that it's readily available on HBO Max, I may take that dive soon. Not this week, because there is just a cavalcade of new content out right now.
I just started watching. I
like
watched
that word, cavalcade.
I'm a big fan of cavalcade, Just.
It's a great word.
Adding that to the Rolodex.
I like kerfuffle.
Kerfuffle's a classic.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Whatever I can is kerfuffle all day.
I like to work in malarkey where I can.
Malarkey is a good one too. Quagmire is another great one.
Oh,
Yeah, I watched the first couple episodes the other day. It came across my feed. And I was like, I'll give it a shot. I've heard good things about it. And yeah, it's really good. Do you watch Billions?
No, and I would say the same thing that I did about Succession. I probably should get into that one.
It reminds me a little bit of Billions, but yeah,
I get the same vibes from the trailers for both.
Yeah, it's really, really good. I'm all the way in.
do you have any other than, now that Marcus and I have gave you all the recommendations? Do you have any recommendations for us?
So there's a lot of good stuff dropping. First of all, if you're not staying caught up with Curb Your Enthusiasm, I think you're really missing out. This season is strong. Maybe not as good as The Spite Store, but very good.
This season is very, very like some classic episodes have already taken place.
Wait, so Marcus, I have a theory. I was kicking around with Brian on the show yesterday.
Okay.
So the I forget the actress's real name, but the woman Maria Sophia, who in the show is the world's worst actress, and basically her dad's blackmailing Larry David to get her in the show.
Yeah.
Is she either a very good actress, the real woman, or is this actually happening in real life and she's only on Curb because her dad's blackmailing Larry David? Doesn't that seem like a Larry David move?
Yes, to actually
Just put it right on screen.
The thing, if you know anything about Larry David, the experiences that he puts out through Seinfeld and through Curb are things that just actually have happened in his real life. So maybe it's not going on right now, but at some point he experienced some sort of blackmail and he had to do something like this. So I agree that's a strong theory.
I like the idea that we're just watching it happen in real time, essentially.
I'll say this though, the one I will give one complaint. I think Richard Lewis needs to sit down somewhere. I'm afraid he's going to literally pass away on camera.
Well, that's why he was only in that one scene. Like, he was not doing well when they filmed this, but he was like, I want to get on set one day and do one.
Yeah, he looks really, really, really bad.
I hear he's doing better now since filming ended, but he was not doing great when they did that.
It's making me sad. I don't want to be sad watching Curb.
I saw him do stand-up at Helium a couple years ago. That was a good night.
Really?
Yeah, he has a great stage presence.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, so Richard Lewis for me was the Boku guy, like the adult juice box guy. I never really saw him anything else with his commercials. I was like younger watching him, but I kind of got to know him through Curb Your Enthusiasm. I didn't really
for me, it's the one Robin Hood movie back in the day. That was my first exposure to him.
I miss Morty Funkhauser.
Don't we all? But Vince Vaughn's Funkhauser, I'm a big fan of.
Yeah, but the Vince Vaughn acquisition was strong. Having him regular on that show, like the shirt.
Why do you give somebody your favorite shirt? This is on you.
The favorite shirt, and then when he's dating the girl, and she doesn't pick up the. It was a girl from Big Bang Theory.
Kelly Cuoco.
Yeah. She doesn't pick up.
Like she didn't pick up the Pirates booty.
Yeah, that's another thing about Larry. Like his cameo game is so strong.
Oh yeah, big time.
Like Seth Rogen in a random role.
Dude, he was hilarious. He was like, Larry, just stop talking. Everything you say is worse than the thing you said before that.
Yeah, and like, but do you find yourself? And we'll move on. It's like, do you find yourself? I know me. I'm watching my wife, and we're always like, "Are we bad people because we agree with Larry David like 95% of the time?"
It's a constant ethical struggle inside every.
Yeah, I'm usually like, "Well, yeah, I would have done the same thing."
I value Larry because he does the things that like we want to do, but we're like, I don't want to completely ruin a social situation and my day. Yeah. He's like, no, I'm gonna do it. Right.
Like for me, I love the walking as a secondary exercise. Like walking activity. I agree. I didn't say it that eloquently, my wife, but I've said it tons of times. Like, I don't want to just go for a walk. Like I want to walk to go somewhere.
Like I want a destination. Like even if it's just the 7-Eleven run.
Yeah, I want to walk to 7. I want to walk to get ice cream. I want to walk to the pizza shop. I want to walk to the basketball court. Walking can't be the primary activity. It needs to be a secondary activity.
I want my turn decisions made before I walk out the front door.
Yeah. Like she's already like, hey, you want to go for a walk? I'm like, where are we walking to?
Yeah.
Are we going somewhere?
Like, promise me a treat at the end of it, and sure.
Yeah. Like if you said to me, let's walk to get some water ice, I'm in.
Let's go.
Hard in.
Oh, that's funny. Walk. Promise me a treat after it. That's great.
But yeah, so Curb's been strong. New season Always Sunny has been great. I gotta watch the 2 newest ones. They're in Ireland right now, so I'm sure that'll lead to plenty of great antics. Yesterday the second South Park special dropped, The Return of COVID.
Oh, it came out yesterday. I thought it came out next week.
No, it came out yesterday.
Oh,
I thought it was today, but I happened to see an ad for it while we were doing the show last night.
Now, I may or may not have given the entire group chat logins to Paramount Plus. And by may or may not, I mean I did.
It was funny because he said it and like I pay for it because I need it for Star Trek, and I'm like Justin's just sending us other people's logins.
I had to. Like I wanted to talk about it, and I wanted people to be able to talk about it with.
That's just the kind of giving individual you are.
It's the holiday season.
It is. It's the season of giving.
Now, here's the thing: is you catch me in like March or April, you'll meet a very different person. Very different person.
When you're waiting to see if that Hulu renews itself.
May 28th. Listen, May 29th will be the most lit show that we've ever done. I promise. Let me make sure what day of the week May 29th is, because Marcus, we might have to be doing an emergency show on May 29th.
What's happening May 29th?
Damn, it's a Sunday.
That's when Justin finds out if his free Hulu stays free.
Oh, okay.
The cracked Hulu account.
I got you.
It's gotten to the point now that I laugh in the face of jinxing myself. Like, I just talk about it openly because I'm not even worried about it anymore. Like, it can't hurt me. I can't be affected by it.
Right. And then one final current pick before I give you some holiday stuff. Witcher season 2 today. I think that's what I'm doing as soon as I get off this call. So,
Winter season 2?
The Witcher.
The Witcher.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's that?
I imagine it's about witches.
Well, it's Henry Cavill as it's a very popular video game series. It's based on and Polish book series, but it's basically just like Henry Cavill as a super badass swordsman who has some very minor magical abilities. It's a high fantasy world, so there's witches and all kinds of creatures and other shit going on too. But
yeah,
first season was great.
We know me. I don't do spells. I'm out. It's a hard out for me.
All right. Well, I mean, for the Thrones fans out there, you may very well enjoy it.
Devin, if you're listening, can you say that again? What was it?
The Witcher season 2 just dropped today.
We'll probably ask her about this when we come back from break.
And she's already seen it. She's already seen it. And what platform is this on?
Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
I'm actually gonna text her right now and see if she's seen it.
Yeah, text her. I guarantee you, I promise you, she has at least heard of it if she hasn't seen it.
Yeah, and then real quick, I got 2 holiday picks though. One, I will continue to plug this every year. It does not get any less fun to watch, and that's Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Just always worth the hour and a half to squeeze that one in. And then what we did on the podcast this week was heavily involved satire of Jingle All the Way, and that is the Christmas special of The Solar Opposites on Hulu, which if you haven't seen that and you're a Rick and Morty fan, you should definitely be on Solar Opposites.
Okay.
Now, Marcus, real quick, since we're talking about Christmas stuff, did you know that Tyler, the Creator, made Christmas music?
No.
I did not, but I am not surprised by this news. That sounds like a very Tyler, the Creator thing.
I was scrolling through Apple Music. He made You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch.
Oh yeah, I knew that. I knew about he did that song.
Well, are you guys aware of the Spider-Man Christmas album on Spotify?
No, what?
It started as a bit in the Spider-Verse movie, but then they actually made 5 songs of Jake Johnson as Spider-Man doing Christmas music with all like Spider-Man related lyrics.
I'm a Spider-Man guy. I'm in on Spider-Man. Marcus, are you?
No. He's my least favorite hero. Superhero.
I mean, he's not my favorite, but he's by no means he's my favorite. But I'm not
out.
Well, who is your favorite then?
Batman.
All right, I'm with you on that.
Basic as hell.
Batman's my number one too. So
Dark Knight forever and ever.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I don't dispute that.
I'm a Cap guy first and foremost.
Okay.
I don't know who that is.
Captain America, Justin.
Oh, okay. I'm with you.
All right. Well, don't hit us with the trendy Cap. I've never heard anyone say that.
I mean, I don't think you can call it trendy to someone who's been reading comics his whole life.
Fine. Well, I'm a Bat guy.
That's what they call Cap. That's his name. No one calls Batman Bat.
Well, I'm starting it now. It's now Bat.
All right. We'll see if it takes on.
We'll see.
I'm calling him Bruce. We're on a first name basis.
Justin's about to get hung off a rooftop.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Maybe that's not the best thing to do. Well, whatever. So you just did your Christmas special. What you got coming down the pipeline for the show? Anything?
Well, I mean, that was actually our season 2 finale. So we're going to be taking a month off. At some point in that period, I think I'm going to push out a clip show I've been working on for a little while. It'll be like half season 1 and half season 2. But in the meantime, we're going to enjoy the time off because it has been a hectic few months.
It's a grind.
Yeah. What you got anything scheduled that you want to tease yet for the return?
Well, we're going to have to do a full Hawkeye episode.
I don't know what that is.
It's a Marvel show. But for anyone out there who is a fan of the Netflix Marvel properties, specifically Daredevil, you might find yourself pretty pleased with Hawkeye episode 5.
Love it. Love it. As always, check him out on what's the Twitty and the brand. What's the Twitty and the B? Is that the handle?
Well, it's Twitty and Brand on Twitter, Twitty and the Brand on IG.
Gotcha.
Full thing doesn't fit on Twitter for whatever reason.
It's so annoying because Bradham Emery Pod fits on Twitter, but Bradham Emery Show doesn't.
That one letter is doing it for you.
It drives me crazy.
Update. Devin says, I don't, but I've considered starting it. Some people love it and some hate it.
The first season was good, but my only complaint would be it does this thing where it kind of jumps from moments in time and doesn't adequately give you the layout for it. So there's parts of it that almost don't make sense until you get to the last 3 episodes. But that would be my only complaint.
But you would recommend it?
Highly.
All right, so I'm putting Twitty's name on it and telling her Twitty.
Do it. I'm co-signing for you.
All right.
All right. Well, then we'll have an update when we talk to her again. Twitty, I will be having you back on again when you are declaring me the champion of the Fantasy League.
I can just not show up, It's always an option in my tool belt.
Definitely go check out the show. Let us know when you come back from your hiatus. And I know you are a Colts guy. Colts or Patriots? You riding with me? Colts or Patriots?
I took the Colts. I just feel like the Pats got to have a letdown game before they get in the playoff mode.
You're right there with me. Like, I feel like this is their loss. The Colts are fighting for their playoff lives. The Colts are also playing really good football.
Listen, Belichick and the Pats are the empire, and they lose every other movie. So,
facts.
Love it. Appreciate it as always, and we will talk to you shortly.
Take it easy, boys.
Take care, man.
He
jumping on, joining us.
I don't know if he agreed with me or you
about the Colts Patriots.
No, about the Jalen Hurts thing.
Yeah, I don't know either. We didn't get much of an answer there. We kind of moved on fast though.
Did he sidestep the question?
I think he Eurostepped us.
That's bad interviewing on me. I blame myself for that.
You got to drive it home.
I got Eurostepped on my own show. I don't even know what to make of that. How do we end the show after that?
Mark's been tweeting everywhere.
At Justin Emery Show on the Bluebird app. A little bit of programming news. Today was supposed to be our last show prior to the holidays. However, we will be back on Monday to do a Monday show. We'll do a Washington football team Eagles wrap up and then a recap, I should say. We'll also look forward to Marcus. Is that when they play the Giants next week?
Yes.
We'll be looking to the Giants matchup that they're going to be having down at Lincoln Financial Field. And then you won't hear from us again until January 3rd.
Facts only. And I'm telling you right now, we are coming back with a vengeance.
Oh, yeah.
January is going to be a lituation. We got some things.
I mean, I have to do it from the birthday month, right? Birthday month, I got to keep it on fire, right?
Calls have been made. People have been spoken to. Things are happening.
Oh, big things.
Big things popping. Little things stopping.
Yeah.
We up because we stuck. But anyway, Brad Memory Pod everywhere. BradMemoryShow.com for the
hold on. I got another question for you real quick. So I feel like it's music related. That's right. All right. Okay. So I'm scrolling through. I'm driving yesterday. I'm scrolling through the Apple Music. Let me hear what to play. Now I know I will just randomly say, where does X rapper fit in and where should they be ranked?
Yeah.
So I got another one for you because this is a guy that I kind of forgot about existed. How do you feel about Kid Cudi? Where's his place?
I think it's putting Kid Cudi in a rap category is unfair to Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi is much more of I consider him to be just a musician. I will tell you this about Kid Cudi.
So how about some comps?
To Kid Cudi,
Yes.
Nate
No,
Dogg.
not necessarily saying on his level, but like
This generation's Nate Dogg.
okay.
You know, he can rap, but Kid Cudi is way more effective in like Kid Cudi's hook game is special. And like he's more creative than he's just a rapper. I think he's more of a musician, but I guess I would compare him to this generation's Nate Dogg.
Okay. I stumbled upon
Cudi starts humming on your hook. It's different.
because I stumbled upon Man on the Moon yesterday.
Yeah,
Now-
good listen.
Yeah, it was one of those things. I'm like, oh, I forgot this existed.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I like Kid Cudi. He's I guess a Kanye disciple. We call him in that Kanye realm, but like I like him much more in the hook game. And Kids See Ghost with him and Ye was a solid album. I like that album a lot, and a lot of that was Kid Cudi on the hook. But good stuff if you haven't checked that out. But yeah, I like Kid Cudi.
love it. Oh well, I guess time for us to get out of here.
Yes, BradmanSure.com for the merch. 10% off the code BREMI at the Beef Jerky Outlet in Langhorne.
Yes. Oh, I was just up at the Beef Jerky Outlet yesterday. Talked to Sharon. Got they have a whole new line of jerk sauces in. Brand new.
Oh man.
Just hit the shelves this week. Brand new line of jerk sauces. So go and check it out. I have a couple of them in the kitchen. I haven't used them yet, but whole new line of jerk sauces just came out this week. So go up there. Use promo code BREMI10 at checkout in the District Taco app for 10% off your first in-app order.
Yes, sir. And until next time, you be with us, you be against us, but you're never going to stop us. Late.